What the Flux is brought to you by DeLoreanRental.com. If you're looking to rent a DeLorean time machine, DeLorean Rental has you covered. They have time machines all across the United States, the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and adding more cars daily. Check out all of their packages to see what would best fit your event at DeLoreanRental.com or call 708-292-0236.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
All your questions will be answered. Roll tape.
Live from the former Institute of Future Technology in Orlando, Florida, you're listening to What the Flux with your hosts Anthony Furtado, Brooke Bromery, Caitlin Larkin, and Eugene Schnee.
Welcome to What the Flux, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and geeks. We are back. No, hell no. No quarantine, no coronavirus is going to stop us.
No way.
Hell no. And guess what, Caitlin?
What?
We have a special guest in the house.
We do?
We do. I saw this guy in the bus, and he looked cool. He had a Back to the Future shirt. I asked him, hey, you want to be in the show? And he was like, I'll do anything for a ride. So I'm like, shit, let's hang.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the amazing, the talented, the beautiful Todd Hengge.
That's right. What is happening, guys?
Todd, how the hell are you? How's this?
Oh, I'm great. Just Back to the Future, regular old day, talking about it.
Good stuff. How's the Corona-Con treated you?
Good. Just hanging out, just waiting for all this to be over.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually really cool that we have in here because that really awesome logo that you guys love. Well, guess what? Todd was the one that actually designed it for us, so he's actually our official graphic designer.
That's right.
Yes. How many other podcasts can say that?
I'm sure there are probably a lot of other ones.
Whatever. But okay. How many other podcasts can say they have Todd as their... Oh, well, maybe his...
My podcast, yeah.
What is your podcast?
Speaking of, wow.
What is your podcast?
So my buddy Dan and I, we are the Adventure
Dan.
Bros. Yeah, hi, Dan. Back in, the studio, back at home. Adventure Bros. We have an Instagram, @_Adventure Bros. All things Disney, all things theme parks, possibly, but mostly dedicated to Disney World. But yeah, we also have a podcast too, Adventure Bros Podcast.
Awesome.
Gotta check that out.
Well, we're actually really happy to have you here today because we actually have we're going to be talking about something that I think, as a Back to the Future fan, me and Todd go way back. I've known how long ago we didn't know.
Well, shoot, Disney. I started in 07, so you've been with the company way more than that.
I started in 05, so yeah. So we've known each other for quite a while, and one of the things that I always knew about you was the fact how big of a fan. Not only are you from pretty much everything 80s, but Back to the Future itself. I remember quoting movies with you and everything like that. So this guy's legit. This guy's the real deal.
You're missing one hell of an outfit out there, you guys. He's got his Back to the Future shirt on.
My Back to the Future 2 themed what 2015 would look like, but very 80s neon.
It reminds the shirt you're wearing over it reminds me of the intro to Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I love Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And oh man, I always wanted to be Zach Morris growing up. I was like, man, that guy's so cool.
Kelly Kapowski.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kelly
Oh.
Kapowski.
Oh yeah.
Spent many nights looking at my poster of Kelly Kapowski in my room.
I know.
But that's TMI.
There's no such thing as that on this show.
There's no such thing like that. Oh boy, wait.
But yeah.
Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I love Back to the Future, and it is my number one favorite movie of all time, including the trilogy. That's what I like to say. Just the Back to the Future.
Now, let me ask you this. Why Back to the Future? There's so many other trilogies. Obviously, I know you're a Star Wars fan. You are, obviously a fan of the Alien movies as well.
Sure.
You're a fan of the Jurassic Park movies, all this stuff. But why Back to the Future is your favorite? What makes it...
Well, it all goes back to when I was a young boy. The very first time I saw Back to the Future. It was not, a store-bought VHS. It was literally copied off the TV when it was being shown and recorded.
That was how I got a lot of my movies as a kid too. My parents would just tape it off onto a blank tape.
Yeah, and so basically I owe all of my 80s nostalgia, love of the 80s and Back to the Future to my brother, who is 11 years older than me. So,
All right.
So he was born in 77. So he had all these 80s like toys and movies and stuff. So I was born in 88. 88 is a good, Back to the Future number if you.
That's fun there.
When this hits 88 miles per hour,
You're gonna see some serious shit.
But yeah, he recorded the movie off the TV, and we had it, and I would just. The very first time I watched it, I was probably like maybe 2 or 3, and we were watching it, and I was just hooked. It just looked like a fun movie, and I must have burned that VHS so many times watching it.
Wow, that's awesome. Now here comes a hard question. Which one of the 3 movies can you say is your favorite?
I will always say number 1 is my favorite.
All right.
Towards, in my teenage years, I was like, man, Back to the Future 2 is cool. I was never really like a Western fan because it never got to me, but I love 3. 2 was cool when I was a teenager, but I still go back to the first one. It's always obviously a classic.
Yeah, same. As a little kid, Back to the Future 2 was my favorite. But I think as I got older and I appreciated the humor more, Back to the Future 1 was always it's perfect. It really is just such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that Back to the Future 1 is a perfect movie?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Good.
100% perfect movie.
Very good.
Which was recently talked about on the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There was
even
some
with
sort
its
of
flaws. It was that
Like
Hollywood
plot holes.
reporter thing
You
with Bob Gale.
You should. It's perfect.
We talked about it on the show.
I know, but that's exactly. It's always it's in the past.
Oh, speaking of
Or the future.
can I bring up something in the past?
Yes.
Last week's podcast.
Yes.
The one before that, you talked about how Tom Wilson was supposed to be, and then you apologized because you went on this rant
Yes, I
about
did.
Tom Wilson not being on it.
Yes.
I feel the same way. You don't have to apologize. I was beyond upset. I was like,
Oh, thank God I'm not alone.
where the flux is Tom?
Where the fuck is it?
I was really upset. And I know I met Tom. I saw one of his stand-ups, and I met him after the show. He was super nice. He stayed and talked to everyone who wanted to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a Back to the Future baseball card of Biff, and I was going to ask him to sign it. And I asked him, I was like, hey, man, I was very naive. This was 8, 9 years ago. So, and he was like, nope. If it's Back to the Future, I can't sign it.
He said the same thing.
Yeah,
to
and I was
me.
like, it's okay, let's have a picture. So it was fine. And that was probably sticking in my head that Tom didn't want to do it because he has that, like, if he...
Well, that's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah, we can talk about
and
this.
I'm gonna go
Let's
on a
talk
rant
about
again,
that.
and I don't want to because
Listen.
I don't want people to think that I hate Tom Wilson.
No,
I don't.
He's so nice.
He is so nice, but this is the thing that bugs me, is that he wouldn't take 2 seconds to sign those things for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we went to MegaCon, and now he's doing, the Comic-Con circuit, which he's making a nice chunk of change from, and he has no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Of course.
No problem. And now all of the rights to use his image for toys. He's got his first Funko Pop coming out.
Cool.
And then also NECA Toys is making the Biff action figure as well.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, he wanted nothing to do with Back to the Future for the longest time.
Yep.
Which is also so weird because he voiced Biff in the video games. He voiced Biff in the animated series.
Yeah.
He did Biff and the Ride.
Did Biff on the Ride.
Yeah.
Wants nothing to do with the character.
It's so
but yet
weird, yeah.
I feel like it's all money driven, and I hate saying that, and that's why I was so mad, because the Reunited Apart special, of course, was for charity, but then he came and did that little 2-minute video with Josh Gad, and I'm like, okay, maybe...
And for the record,
Yes.
he did that because he clearly heard the show.
Clearly.
And he felt like shit. And he's like, I got to prove Caitlin wrong. So
You know what? I hope that's the case.
I know it's the
I
case.
hope that's the case.
I know it's the case.
Totally not.
I was told by it.
Yeah.
A guy told me.
Maybe he was just not doing it for the anticipation. Like, oh man, like maybe they're gonna ask me to do it again.
No.
But anyway, we love Tom.
We love
we
Tom.
do.
And you know what else we love, Tom?
What?
we love Back to the Future news. Hey! You like that segue?
I did.
No, well, we used to this special effect, but yeah, it was too expensive. So we decided to go more digital.
So are we going to count that down now?
Yes, we are. In 3,
2,
1.
Hey, Dr. Steak, this is tomorrow's newspaper.
Could I go to the library and look myself up in the old newspaper archive?
All right, thank you. Yes, so here in Back to the Future news this week, last week, I should say, we talked about how Netflix had an edited version of Back to the Future 2 streaming, and somebody figured it out and got a hold of the Bobs, and you know what? It got fixed.
That's right.
It got fixed. Now we have those extra 2 ooh la las.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Ooh la la Gate 2020 is no more. And I like to think we have something to do with that.
that is very true. That was so stupid. I actually saw the edited version. I'm like, really? You think you're making the world better because...
Well, so what I found out is that this had nothing to do with the Bobs or anything like that, or Netflix. Netflix is not at fault here. Who's at fault? Universal Studios.
Correct.
Universal Studios gave Netflix the wrong cut of the movie and gave them the edited version for whatever reason. And that concerns me.
That
Correct.
does concern me too, because we actually talked about this in a few episodes ago, because here's the thing. Remember when we talk about Back to the Future should never have a sequel. That's it. That it has an ending.
And I'm pretty sure Bob Gale said nothing will be like made or anything like that until after I die. I think that's in his will.
That is in his will.
Well,
but here's the
hopefully
problem.
even
Right.
after he dies,
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that if something like this could happen with Universal, you see where I'm going with this?
Oh yeah.
Like, who's to say that Universal in a couple of years from now goes like, well, you know what, we're going to do a remake, or we're going to do something. Or
Well, yeah, they're gonna make Jaws 19. Everyone knows that.
No.
I am
There's
so
just gonna-
excited for that, though.
Damn Max Spielberg.
Man, Max.
This time it's
I mean-
really personal.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Back to the Future, the prequels. You know, that's going to be...
Oh, God, no.
I mean, it's going to be what? Doc is going to be a little kid, and they're going to call him, instead of Annie, Docky.
Oh, God, stop. Just stop right now.
little
I can't.
Emmy Brown.
Little Emmy. Oh, Emmy, are you an angel?
Wicked. Now we're just talking about Star Wars.
I'm not okay with this. This needs to stop.
I know, man. Continue.
Oh, sure. So, yes. Ooh La La Gate 2020 is no more. It has been fixed. It has been,
That's great. The
restored
world's a
back
better
to...
place.
The
That's
fans
right.
rejoiced.
That's right.
Not yet, because we got something else.
So, we have here a call to action for Back to the Future fans.
Don't hide still your tiki torches. We're going to need them.
is coming out. The Library of Congress National Film Registry. We want to get Back to the Future 2 and 3 nominated to be put in the registry. So what they do is basically, from what I understand, they take the original film canister and they put it in this library, and it's preserved for all time. And so Back to the Future 1 was entered into the library in 2007. So now if you go to our Facebook page, we have a link to where you can go and nominate Back to the Future 2 and 3 to the Library of Congress National Film Registry, and the deadline is September 15th. So from now to September 15th, you can go on their website, type in Back to the Future 2 and 3, and hopefully we can get those in the registry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When did Back to the Future 1 got...
2007.
2007? Wow.
Yeah, 2007 was the first one.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I've heard those rooms are really cold to preserve all the...
They have to be.
Yeah, because I
have
think
to
I
be.
saw it in the Imagineering story for Disney
Cool.
Plus. Yeah, because they have one in Celebration with all the Disney films and stuff.
Oh, that's
I
right.
want to see that.
Celebration for all of our listeners out there is kind of like the Disney Town, like
Yeah, it's
much.
Disney-owned property that they were going to do the original Epcot.
Yeah.
And it was going to people. They were going to live there and then transfer the workers to Disney.
And what happened to that?
It fell through, I heard. I don't know what happened. Some guy died. I don't know.
Yeah, that Walt Disney guy, he croaked, and then his brother was like, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Whatever happened to that Disney thing? Did it ever took off?
No.
No? Oh,
it doesn't own anything. It owns nothing in the world.
That sucks. Here at What the Flux, we wish them the best.
Yeah.
Can't even hold a straight face. Oh my god. Next, we would like to give a big What the Flux thank you to author Rob Klein.
Yes,
because
Rob Klein.
Last week we had a conversation with Jason from Back to the Future HQ. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
About Back to the Future collectibles. And we got in touch with Rob Klein, who has this amazing, amazing, amazing book, the Back to the Future Almanac, 1985 to 2015. And
fantastic.
He was kind enough to send Eugene and I a couple copies of his book.
Rob, I have to admit, I went out on my porch. This isn't Sunday. It was raining. I went outside my porch. I got my coffee. I'm like, this is probably going to take me a few hours to read. No. Like literally in less than probably an hour, I read the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, same.
And I was just mesmerized by the book. It was amazing. Seeing so many things that brought me back to my childhood. I've even seen the little... the Panini sticker albums that you have to buy the stickers.
Yeah, you could literally spend all day looking at that.
It's unbelievable, all the stuff that
the book is incredible.
Here. Especially the there it is, the little
My Little Guitar.
It looked like an electric ukulele. Plugged in.
So what it is, it's a travel guitar, and those are very rare to come by, but. The guy who makes them still makes them.
Wow.
He still
cool.
does it. And you can only get them from his website.
Cool. Yeah. I think the best part of all was that I went to get the mail, and when I opened the box, I see a box of this comes from Biff.
Oh, wasn't that the best? I didn't want to throw away the box.
Did you get something from Biffco?
Yeah, Biffco, yeah.
The way the book is packaged is it has a big Biffco stamp on it.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, oh,
that's
Rob,
cool.
Rob, you're amazing for putting that on the box.
The only reason why I threw it out was because it was wet.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have kept it. But it was just like, I got something from Biffco.
That's so cool.
That was so cool.
Yeah. So, thank you, Rob.
Yes,
that was
thank
awesome.
you so much, Rob Klein, for those books. And we will have Rob on the show very, very soon so he could talk about the book and talk about his collection and archiving memorabilia. And it's going to be awesome because Eugene and I are huge memorabilia freaks. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be amazing. And speaking of thank yous, I want to thank everybody for sending in their voice memos for our bonus episode this week for our Back to the Future Part 3 30th anniversary. It was so amazing to hear from you guys, and I loved getting those voice memos, and it really made the show something else.
You guys don't know this, but we were a little bit sad because we were like, oh my God, what? Like, we and Caitlin were talking like, what if nobody calls or anything like that? So we were literally about to get our parents to talk or something.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, anyone to
Anybody.
talk.
Make up voices.
Make up voices.
Christopher
and stuff.
Walken, wow, I love. Back to the Future, Part 3.
Okay, why didn't we think about this before? That would have been amazing.
Wow.
That would have been a really good idea.
You know, when Marty was being hung, he passed out. It was wild. Crazy.
Okay, I have to stop for a second. Do you guys remember that old Saturday Night Live sketch from the 90s where Jay Moore played Christopher Walken and it was Christopher Walken's psychic friends?
Yes.
And David Spade played Crispin Glover.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's like one of my favorite all-time SNL skits, and it's just one of those things that nobody remembers because it was from like that period of time where people weren't really into SNL in the 90s.
Wow, thanks for calling. And like anyone else out there would like to talk.
Why aren't you calling?
Why aren't you calling? No, but we got a lot of really good messages from you guys, and we act all cool, whatever. But we get giggle like schoolgirls every time we hear these messages from you guys. It's so awesome. It's just really cool. Then we have we have some more fan letter, right?
We sure do. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah. Now we were between. We got a fan letter from Christopher Lloyd, or who else we got?
We got Hector Gonzalez.
Ooh. So we were like Christopher Lloyd or Hector Gonzalez, and you know what?
We chose Hector.
We choose Hector.
Yep.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd's letter can wait for next week.
That's right. That's totally fine.
So why are you laughing? We don't lie in this show.
No, yeah, of course. You got to leave the best for, later.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Hector, it sounds awesome.
Hector is a cool guy, and Hector
actually also sent us a voice memo, and he was featured on that special show.
Boom.
So thank you, Hector, and thank you everybody from Freya, Amanda, Alex, Jeffrey, and Oliver.
Yes.
And oh my God, am I forgetting anybody else? I probably am.
Yeah.
I'm doing that off the top of my head. I'm so sorry.
You forgot Tom Wilson.
Shut up. But thank you guys for all of your voice memos. It really made the show super special.
Yay.
But now I would like to read this letter from Mr. Hector Gonzalez that he sent us. And remember, you can also send us letters and voice memos, whatever you like, either or, to whatthefluxpod@gmail.com.
What is it?
whatthefluxpod@gmail.com.
What? And can you say in Spanish?
No, I can't. I told you. No habla español.
Oh my God! Don't kill my language, please.
Exactly. That's why I should.
Jeez.
Don't ask me to say stuff in Spanish.
I want to apologize to all the Spanish listeners for that. Oh my God! That was horrible.
What the flux for at gmail.com. Okay?
Oh my God. There you go.
I can't even argue with that.
No, you can't. You can't. All right, I'm going to read Hector's letter now. Thank you. Hello, my fellow time travelers. First of all, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you guys for executing and being so dedicated to creating a Back to the Future podcast that I can relate to and enjoy. This film is literally everything to me. To my friends and family, it's my identity. My name is Hector Gonzalez, born in '83 in Santa Fe Springs, California, literally only miles from the filming locations of the movie. As you can imagine, Whitler High, Hill Valley High School, Puente Hills Mall, Twin Pines Mall, Marty's house were all places I would continue visiting when I needed to be at peace or even just to show people who were somewhat interested about movie facts of the film. Even today, I don't mean to bash my fellow Californians, but the majority do not appreciate the film history that's right under their noses, and I like to be that guy to show them, especially Back to the Future spots. Quick love story, Back to the Future is my father and I's favorite film. It's the only one he would let me re-rent. Back to the Future was the first movie I kissed a girl to.
Ooh.
Wow.
And he said, don't tell his wife.
Go, Hector.
Back to the Future is the film that introduced me to the love for film and its art. Back to the Future Happy Meal toys were the first toys I didn't open and displayed as collector's items. I've celebrated with strangers for the 15th, 20th, 25th, and 30th at Puente Hills Mall, just getting to know other fans of my area and how blessed to call Back to the Future home. And I finally got to marry my beautiful wife, the only woman I've ever known to embrace my love for the film last year. In the photos, you will see what I mean. This girl surprised me with an amazing Back to the Future gift on our wedding day. I would love to share some pictures with you guys. That means so much to me, and thanks for your great work. Being a Back to the Future fan out here in California is a little lonely, so to have you guys here with me now is a great feeling. Oh, my wife too. Please keep going. I'm spreading the word of your work, and to go back in time with you guys is literally a pleasure. Your friend in time, Hector. P.S. Not gonna lie, got teary-eyed writing this.
That's amazing.
Okay, so the photos that Hector sent us are amazing, and we're gonna post them online. His wife surprised him with a DeLorean at their wedding.
Wow, that sounds great.
So the inside of Hector's tuxedo that he wore on his wedding day had like Back to the Future designs on it, and I'll post those pictures on Instagram. Yeah.
Well, I am getting married next year.
That's
so,
right.
Maybe, Doc Brown should show up in a time machine. Who knows?
Look, how cool is that?
Look how cool is that.
Wow, those are amazing photos.
If Todd's fiance is listening to this, he really wants a DeLorean.
And you can get one from our sponsor, DeLoreanRental.com.
That is right.
Cool.
Tell them what the Flux sent you. They'll give you the best price.
Shoot. When I went to California one time, I visited some of the location spots. I saw Marty's house. I saw Doc's mansion. And I saw the street in front of Lorraine's house. Just being there,
nice.
Yeah.
So cool. And I totally get what he's saying. It just feels so peaceful to be there. Not in front of Marty's house because I felt like a little weird, because I'm sure so many people go there.
Well, the funny thing is, from what I've heard, I think this is true, but the person who owned that house in 1985
they don't still live there, but the house is still in the family.
Okay.
And apparently they're really cool if you reach out to them beforehand, that they'll let you come and take pictures and stuff, and they're really nice about it, and they'll share stories about when they were filming, because I think the person who lived there now lives across the street or something. I've seen her on Back to the Future Facebook fan pages and stuff, and she'll post pictures of her and Michael J. Fox and all this other stuff, and I was like, hey, if you ever want to come on the podcast sometime, here's my information.
We love your house.
Love your house.
When I turned down that street and just driving down it, it literally, I felt like I was in the movie. When the
DeLorean takes off.
Exactly, and flies into the camera. The trees were perfect, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I drove up to the house. I didn't get out because obviously you don't want to trespass or be that guy. I just looked at it, and I had my little Hot Wheels DeLorean, and I took a picture of it like it was in the driveway.
I remember that picture.
That's
so
awesome.
cool. It was amazing. So I totally get what Hector's saying.
Well, Hector, we want to thank you so much for your letter. That was really
thank
cool.
you so much.
And I'm going to do it.
Yep, you're going to do it?
I'm going to do it. Hector, your official best friend of the week.
What the fuck's best friend of the week?
That's right. Hector,
oh my god, I want to get a noise that does that.
You do?
I want to get a noise that or something. And what the fuck's best friend of the week?
Well, maybe Christopher Walken could say it.
Wow, you're totally the best friend of the week. Gone.
That's amazing.
I mean,
congratulations. Wow.
Hector, if Christopher Walken says it, it's legit. It's insane.
I'm crying laughing.
We're actually gotta be honest with the people. We don't have Todd here. We actually have Christopher Walken acting like some guy named Todd.
It's so great to be here, guys. What the flux? Whoa. Gotta have more what the flux.
So one thing we're gonna be doing is actually with Todd, we're actually working on making official button stickers and stuff like that. And one of the things, I'm actually keeping on track of all the people that I've been saying who are the What the Flux best friend, because I promise you guys, I will give you my word that once we get these done, I will gonna send you one of these so you guys can display them, take pictures with them.
Yes.
These things are very prestigious.
They are.
Very prestigious. A lot of people I know people that have killed to get this.
They're very rare, I've heard. They're not even made yet.
They're not even made yet.
It's that rare.
That's how amazing it is. And
People be fighting.
People be fighting for that. This is like the equivalent of do you know Die Hard? Like people say it's a Christmas movie or not?
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
We can talk about that.
We'll talk about that. I have my opinions about that. But anyway, this is how hard. I mean, this is really hard. So Hector, I'm gonna be sending you one of these. I know I'm gonna send one to Amanda as well.
Yes.
I'm gonna send one to Jeffrey as well. I got a couple people.
We have a bunch of other people that we said too.
Yeah.
We'll have to listen back. And
I got the names.
list?
I got the
Okay.
names, but I'm gonna be sending them to them as soon as it's done, so that way you guys can say. And ladies and gentlemen, it's really not that hard to be a What the Flux best friend. There's only one rule.
And that is.
Do you know what it is?
I do know what it is, but I want you to say it.
I don't want to say it. I'm
No, you
shy.
have to.
Okay. You just gotta kiss my ass.
Oh, my Lord.
You just gotta make Eugene happy.
You just gotta make me happy, and I'll give you that little sticker. Just say something nice about me, and I'll give you a sticker.
Nice.
That's nice, right? Because here at What the Flux, we believe that everybody should have a chance to win, but only the really cool ones are better than everybody else.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's how it works. I think so. So I actually we have today's topic. We have something really cool to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
You probably have worn it. You probably have seen it. You've probably done. But we're going to talk about the costumes, designs, fashion, cosplay of everything related to Back to the Future movies.
Outfits and fashion.
That's right. I'm thinking about Bowie now.
I was
fashion.
Turn to the left. Fashion. Turn to the left.
Is that okay with you,
Fashion.
Christopher Walken? Can we talk about fashion?
That's totally fine with me. I love costumes and cosplay. God, when Marty does that picture when he's looking at his watch. He's wearing the life vest preserver. It's my favorite. It's gone.
Can Todd be on the show all the time?
Hey, I mean, sure. I'd love to.
Because this is fantastic.
You like them? we'll fit you on the spot.
Costumes, go for it.
Costumes. So we actually, Back to the Future trilogy, just like a lot of movies from the 80s, have definitely influenced the fashion. I mean, it's how many times we used to do this game where you go to a MegaCon convention and you take a shot every time you see a Marty McFly.
Sure.
It's doesn't end well.
Now it's that Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Oh man, no. Harley Quinn is just everywhere.
You get annihilated if you go to MegaCon and you really were to do that.
You really want to
because I used to cosplay as the Joker.
Oh yeah.
And like every time I was like, oh, hey there, big boy. And I was like, oh gosh, leave me alone. I know I'm good looking, but
it's so hard.
I can see you being the Riddler.
I've always wanted to do Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yes.
But man, I love my beard. I just can't shave it.
Do the Riddler with beard.
Anyway, Back to the Future.
but Back to the Future fashion has something that it's definitely influenced a lot of people in the sense of like, first of all, it's an easy costume to make.
Sure.
I actually applaud some of those dads out there that have made those DeLoreans for the kids or the babies.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Out of the little carts with the cars on them, and they turn them into DeLoreans.
Those are unbelievable. Like I myself, I cosplay a lot, and I admire cosplay. And don't get me wrong, if you buy a costume, that's awesome. You're just doing it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you make your own outfits, man, that's legit.
When on the 30th anniversary for Back to the Future, landed on a Halloween party. So I went as Marty McFly. And in 2015, I made the Back to the Future 2 jacket that he has.
Wow.
That, with all the ruffles and the thing. And it was so hard to do, let me tell you, because you can buy it online for a lot of money. But I was like, no. But I got a jean jacket from like a thrift store, and I got one of those liners, the kitchen cabinet liners that have that material, and it, I like glued it, and by the end of the party it was just all falling apart. But I got to be Marty from Back to the Future Part 2 because I had the hat and I had the hoverboard, but it was like the coolest thing to do it on the anniversary of when they went to 2015.
Of course. And you also take a certain bit of a pride, that you made this. I remember I did once a DeLorean that it was just one of those, you just put it around your waist. Yeah. And you look like you're like kind of like Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. It was really funny. We did that. I did one with the DeLorean, and it was fun. It was cool. But the reaction of people, it's unbelievable. And to the fact that, you sometimes you believe like this is an old movie. It's a 1985 movie, and people to this day know like that's the. And it was really cool about it is that not only obviously the adults recognize you, but kids recognize you as well. So we want to do kind of a special shout out to some of the people that have worked on the Back to the Future movies. Yes. And we're also going to be talking about the impact of the costumes and everything. And also we're going to be doing our own little list of our favorites.
Yes.
The most influential and, unfortunately, the most ugliest costumes. Because as much as I love these movies, there is some hideous fashion.
I have a few in mind.
Oh, we will. We'll go over that. But first of all, we want to give a shout out to Deborah Lynn Scott. She was actually, she only worked on the first one.
Yes, she only did Back to the Future 1. She was the costume designer. Mm-hmm. But she's actually best known for her work doing Titanic. She actually won the Academy Award. For costume design for Titanic.
And that's hard to do because she wasn't born or she wasn't around in 1912.
No. So Back to the Future.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. Back to the Future was actually the 8th movie she ever worked on. So it's very early on in her career. And I feel like that first film really set the tone, of course, for the sequels.
Yeah. Mm. But she also worked on other movies like E.T.
Yes.
Extraterrestrial. She also worked... I'm not a fan of this movie, but you have to admit the costumes were pretty cool. The Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
And Kevin Kline.
I love that movie.
You like that movie?
Selma Hayek.
So this is the last time we're going to have Todd on the show.
Wicked Wild West. Jim West Desperado.
Oh, shit. Will Smith's in the rouse now, right? Aren't you supposed to be working?
Yes, sorry, yes. Go ahead.
She also worked on The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Oh, sure.
That's before Mel Gibson went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She worked on Transformers.
Cool.
That's actually really impressive that she got to dress those robots.
Yeah, man, I know.
Oh, that's really impressive.
Decepticon costumes were, oh man, on point. Should have got the Academy Award for that.
I think so. But you know, she also did Avatar.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Or as some people like to call it, Pocahontas. Who said that? Who said that?
Or Dances with Wolves. Or Fern Gully.
Who said that? Caitlin, lock the doors, please.
Okay.
Well, somebody else we have in mind also, we have Brian Callahan. He was a costume supervisor for men's costumes only. Brian actually also worked in also movies from like Last Boy Scout, Demolition Man, Waterworld.
All right.
Cool.
Mystery Man. I like that movie.
I love Mystery Men.
And he also did the costuming for one of your favorite movies,
yes.
Almost Famous.
Oh. Can we take a moment, a Kate Hudson break?
Listen. Take it in. Take it in.
Thank you. I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You need a minute?
Maybe.
Are you the master of your domain?
No.
Seinfeld.
Yes.
I was watching that episode the other day.
That's a great game.
I am the master of my domain.
Oh, yeah?
No, I am not.
I lost a long time ago.
I'm out.
I lost already when we talk about Kelly Kapowski. Anyway, who you got?
I also want to mention that Deborah Scott was also nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Costuming in 1986 for Back to the Future.
Oh.
She didn't win, but she was nominated.
Cool.
Nice.
And then also for Back to the Future 2 and 3, we have Miss Joanna Johnson. Mm-hmm. She's a respected name in the film business and one of the most talented, sought after in her craft. She is mostly associated with films of Steven Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis, but she also provides the costumes for other directors and can do basically everything, providing the wardrobe for different, World War films and 50s films and any kind of like period pieces. But yeah, she was also nominated for Best Costume Saturn Awards for both Back to the Future 2 and 3, but she won the Oscar for Lincoln.
Oh, for Lincoln.
Man, I have yet to see that.
That's a good movie.
It's so good.
And that's, again, another Spielberg movie, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I also have Julie Starr-Dressner. Julie Starr was actually one of the key customers for the movies. She also worked in other movies like Red Dawn, Against All Odds, About Last Night, but she's mostly known... do you guys remember an old show called Night Court?
Night Court.
Night Court. They ran from 1987 to 1992. She was the customer for that show. It had the guy... I always forget his name, but he was from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, Ben Stein.
Ben Stein, yeah, he was in that show.
Win Ben Stein's money.
I loved that show back in the day. That's how Jimmy Kimmel got his start.
There you go.
And then The Man Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Man Show.
With him and Adam Carolla.
I remember that show, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember that show.
Especially the ending.
Especially the ending, yeah.
And then they did Crank Anchors.
Yeah, very influential show. It's actually, that was a family show, right?
Very family. No one talks about that anymore. Like, I feel like he's such a well-respected, Tonight Show host, and then,
it's amazing what happened. I call it the Superman effect, because he lost weight and nobody remembers that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's like Superman. He has a little curl in it, and they take...
Takes off his glasses, yeah.
What?
I know.
Totally different person.
Julie also right now she also has a jewelry line that specializes in silver and gold smithing, casting, bozo setting. What's really cool about it is that she's like almost a lot of the people from Back to the Future. She loves, they love talking about their experiences and their time with Back to the Future, which is can you imagine like buying some jewelry and it's like, hey. So that movie you made?
Well, I feel like that's what it would be like if you went to LA and went to Claudia Wells' clothing store.
That's right.
At her men's clothing store, Armani Wells.
I will say this. I seen her, and I'm not saying this to kiss ass, because I do not kiss ass. But nobody. By the way, Todd, you look amazing today.
Thank you.
But Caitlin, you look amazing too.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody, you look amazing today.
Everybody.
But I do not kiss ass.
No.
No. But I will say that her outfits for men are pretty cool. I was looking like, that's kind of like the style I like around.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Who else you got?
That's all I've got for my bits and pieces about the head costume designers.
I got one that's really interesting. Helen Holt, she was a custom illustrator for the Back to the Future movies.
All right.
What's really cool about Helen was the fact that it worked in movies like Total Recall, Escape from LA, Backdraft, remember those movies? But also was a custom designer for Hollywood, for Universal Studios in Osaka, Japan.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of like those illustrations that did for the parks are still there. So
nice.
Yeah. So talking about all these people that worked so hard on designing these outfits, can you imagine working in something like, maybe like the Back to the Future 2 costume for Marty? Just a jacket.
Just to come up with all the concepts for, they didn't know what fashion was going to be like in 2015.
Right.
That's some creative, stuff right there.
It still had the vibe of like early 90s neon that they were like thinking that was going to stick, but didn't really stick.
Yeah.
But now it's back because
right?
look at my shirt.
Yep.
But no, yeah, I totally get it. Like, how do you come up with something that's going to still be around in 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
And that's you can imagine that was such a big challenge for all of them to create that, and how iconic is that and I have to say that that's actually my most influential costume, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
Is the Marty McFly future outfit.
Okay.
Because you have the jacket, the little like rainbow, the hat, the pockets outside, the big shoe, the Nike shoes. I mean, let's be honest. How many of us wanted to have those shoes when we saw them first?
I want them right now, and I plan on getting them soon.
Good.
And do you remember the commercial that they made for it?
Of course.
And Doc Brown comes in and he's like, are they power laces? And they're like, yeah, soon. And I was like, they're power lace soon?
I loved when they came out with that commercial.
And it just like took forever. And they're not selling them. Like, what the heck? It's been 5 years.
The thing is that they came out with that limited run. I want to say that was like, 2011? They came out with that limited run of the official Nike Air Max. And those were sold for charity. Mm-hmm. And all the proceeds went to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Right.
So they had those. And now you can get like knockoffs because they have those molds from those shoes.
Right.
So I wish I knew off the top of my head how many they made for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, but
I want to say it was around 5,000, and then
something like
it was
that,
on eBay or something.
And you could get them on eBay, and you had to bid for them. And now, like, even just to look online for the people that, of course, are reselling those, you'll want to throw up. Like, it's so expensive.
Well, and also we got to talk about, the designing of the future, but we also have to remember the designing of the past. I mean, when they designed the costumes from 1885, like
my God, that's genius.
Cool. Some of these outfits, I mean, no pun intended, but I want to, if you guys allow me, we're going to do a category here.
Okay.
We're going to call it, is it McFly or is it McFail?
Oh my God, I love
it! Is it a McFly?
Or is it a McFail?
Oh my God.
So,
Very
for
nice.
example, damn right, I came up with it. So, for example, like and we can go in order. For example, and then of course at the end we can go, which is our own favorites and costume, whatever. Like for example, I have a soft spot for the 50s kind of look.
I do too.
Especially when they're at the Enchanted Under the Sea dance, and all the outfits are unbelievable. But for me, the definitely McFly outfit has to be the pink dress for Lorraine. That was a beautiful dress. That was a beautiful. Even to this day, I see a girl dressed like that. He's like, "Wow, you look beautiful."
And George McFly looked like James Bond.
Yeah, he looked like James Bond.
The white jacket, the black bow tie.
Yeah, he actually looked like cool. Like I was like, man. I know Biff is an asshole or whatever, but even his outfit was pretty badass.
Yeah.
The Biff outfit was pretty. Now to me, a McFail. What's the deal with the guy with the 3D glasses?
His name was 3D.
I know, but still, it's kind of like. I don't understand that, but like.
That was the thing. You would go to the 3D movies in the 50s, and you'd keep the glasses.
Which people still do. They think it's so cool, where you steal the 3D glasses and you walk around the park. You're like, oh, you're so cool. But
yeah, I can get to that. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I look every time I see
he
the guy.
thought he was McFly, but he was definitely
He was definitely
McFail.
a McFail. So, yeah, definitely that's my. What anybody opinions on any other looks from the first movie?
I know we're gonna go around and say our favorite costumes. Yeah. So should I just? I mean, we're just
talking about some of the outfits that we like. Right now, we're not talking about like your favorite. Okay. You're talking about outfits that you like and outfits that you don't like. Not your favorites yet.
But then those are my favorites and my not favorites.
All right. So
we can combine it.
We can combine. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so we'll go like that. So my favorite costume, then, that being said, will be the Marty McFly 1955 dance outfit. I mean, that's totally my look. That's
the zoot suit outfit.
Oh, fuck,
I'm not going back in that zoot suit.
I never understood what he said when I was a kid. I was like, zoot suit? What's a zoot?
I don't know.
And then the song Zoot Suit Riot came out by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. That
Zoot Suit
that
Riot.
Did it right there for me.
That's a good song. No. But yeah, it's just a really cool outfit, like with the gray jacket, the white shirt, the black pants, and obviously you got to go with the wingtips, the black and white shoes, and oh my god, that's like badass, and of course playing the guitar with that.
Trying to be good.
I mean, it was such a hot outfit. Even his mom was impressed.
Oh, gross.
Even his mom wanted to park with him.
Yeah.
You're like kissing my brother.
What's your favorite costume, Todd?
Even though we talked about it, I have like a number one and number two. Number one, hands down, is the Marty McFly Back to the Future 2 with the hat, the jacket, pockets out, and the Air Mags. Like, even though it's not part of today and what they thought it would be, if you walked around like that, you'd still be like, oh my god, that guy is cool.
Yeah.
But the number two, I don't think you can walk around in it because people think you're a weirdo. Some people might think you're cool, but you might die of extreme exhaustion. Is the nuclear hazard suit costume.
That's definitely a McFly.
Obviously, with the blow dryer and then, the Van Halen cassette. I think that is my number two, but definitely.
That's definitely a McFly.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about yours? What's your favorite?
All right, so my favorites, we actually just talked about it, are George and Lorraine's outfits from the Enchantment Under the Sea Dance. Are my absolute favorite outfits from the first film. I just think they're so of its time. Back to the Future, where you really don't think about it as a period piece, but it really is. And I just think those outfits are adorable. And it's funny, I've always wanted my wife and I to cosplay that. Like, I would get like a female version of that tuxedo with the white tux top and like, more female-looking pants and shoes, but then I would love to see my wife in that beautiful pink dress. I think she would look absolutely stunning in it, and I just love those outfits so much. Yes.
Are you going to slick your hair to the side?
No,
George?
Probably not. I don't
think
so.
And if you do,
well, I could do like a female pompadour. That'd be kind of cute. Like, remember how I did my hair that one time at Hard Rock for that thing?
That works.
That works. I could do like a female pomp.
If you do George, you have to say the official line.
Hey, you.
Hey, you. Are you okay?
That was good. Damn.
No, Biff. You leave her alone.
Where'd you find this guy? I love him.
At the bus stop. I was like, you want to ride? He's like, how much?
Now, do you think I should swear? Yes, damn it, George, swear.
All right, so most influential, I have to go with your favorite, with the Marty McFly, which I mentioned before. That, it's like you say, you see somebody dressed like that, even to this day, I sometimes wear the jacket just because I actually have the jacket. I sometimes wear the jacket just for shits and giggles, and people still stop me. It's like, whoa, that's the jacket. And I have this like this thing on my phone that literally I try to time it right.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you want to see something cool? It's like the little
your jacket is now dry.
Jacket is now dry. And people go lose their shit over that. It's so stupid, but people really lose their shit over that.
Yeah.
Even the day that we went to take the pictures for the The official pictures for our fan page.
Yeah.
And you can, if you guys go, you can see me that I'm wearing the jacket, my jeans with the
all
shoes.
of our professional photos.
Yes, and even walking around like that, people were like, they're just looking at me, and it's so funny because I saw a lot of people giving me like the Denzel. They're like, my man.
My man.
Yeah, there are those Back to the Future fans that are not like really out like we are. That, oh my God, we love Back to the Future, but they're very like low key.
Yeah.
They're like, nice, man.
Nice.
That's what's
Back to the Future.
My favorite one was this guy. He was sitting down. We were walking, and this is when they were taking the pictures with Jaws.
Yeah.
They were doing the Jaws picture, and I was dressed like that, just chilling. And this guy's looking at me, and I'm looking at him. Just a little bit of eye contact, and he goes, and he does the thing with the lip, like.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. So definitely, that's another really very influential. Another very. And I know you don't like it. I know you're not a big fan of this outfit.
Okay.
But it is very influential because as soon as you see it, you know exactly the movie and you know the character. And that's Jennifer's outfit from Back to the Future 1 with the ugly ass pink pants.
The leggings.
The leggings.
That you could wear that right now,
Yeah.
like, and still, you know.
I don't know how influential that is.
Influential in the sense of cosplaying.
Okay.
But influential in the sense
She needs to stand next to Marty, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's Jennifer.
See, that's
Listen,
it.
you
If
don't-
she's
Yeah.
standing alone,
You don't
do you
think so?
really?
I think-
No, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Because I
don't
could
think
see
so.
her, and I was like, "Oh, that's Jennifer." Immediately,
Her hair
Well, that's
has to be
because
like
we're-
poofed and whatever.
That's because we're fans, you know.
Yeah.
But if you see some random person who's not like a mega fan like we are, they're not going to know what that's from. I'm sorry. I don't think so.
That's for our listeners to determine.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know what you think. And of course, you can never go wrong with a big white hair. I mean, that's immediately you think Doc Brown. That's like very influential. Talking about mad scientists.
Yes.
Speaking of mad scientists, Todd, what are you at?
As
Most
Most influential outfit.
most influential. Oh man, that's hard. I would say Marty's first
Yeah,
costume where he's wearing the.
the red preserver.
Yes. So I have a debate for you guys.
Okay.
Ah.
I was in a huge debate with a friend of mine. What color is the vest? Is it red or is it orange?
It's orange.
It's orange.
Ooh. Man, for the longest time, I thought it was red because it might have been the tint of the screen that I was
Well,
watching.
Eugene, you actually got that figure right behind you.
Right. So as I'm looking at that, it looks more of a red than an orange. Maybe like a burnt orange reddish.
Maybe like a dark orange.
But I think my eyes, you know, what that dress is it?
Yes,
gray?
is it blue
Yeah.
or is it?
My eyes see red, which is
Okay.
crazy.
I used to, and I sometimes even like I just even told you I think it's red, but the more you watch it, it looks more like an orange thing. Like, It looks more like an orange, but
Well, either way, the dork thinks he's going to drown. So
So it's funny, Todd, that you say that you think that's the most influential outfit. I agree with you. That's what I put down as the most influential outfit from this series.
Yep.
Now, I bring this up. Michael J. Fox, of course, as we all know,
right here.
originally was not cast as Marty McFly. You had those 6 weeks of filming with Mr. Eric Stoltz.
poor guy.
Poor guy.
Now, of course, a few pictures have leaked out through the years of what his costume was.
Oh,
Do
the
you
black jacket.
think that would have been as influential as Marty with the denim and the orange puffy vest?
No,
Go.
No.
yeah, I don't think so because I agree with recasting because he just looked. He didn't have that zang that Marty needed to have. He just looked like a rather regular,
You know, it's
dude.
funny. I feel like Eric Stoltz kind of comes off more like a goth kid. You know, like 80s new wave, like
Yeah.
wearing
Well,
all
he was more
black
of
and
like
stuff. You
his
know.
style of act. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
More of a method actor, if you will. But I think that one of the reasons why people like this outfit so much is because you can relate to Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox was one of those guys that you see, like, you could, like, for example, and I'm speaking on, like, kind of like guy terms or whatever, but I could see myself having a beer with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself drinking a beer with Eric Stoltz?
Maybe. He looks like a cool dude. But I would be intimidated by Michael J. Fox if he came in. Obviously, since it's burned in my brain that he's Marty McFly. But if he came in, he's like, hey, what's up? I thought, man, this guy's too cool for me. You know, too cool.
No, but it's so funny. Like,
he's the lead singer of the Pinheads. Come on, I was like, shoot.
Well, yeah, but they were too loud.
Man, Huey Lewis got to ruin everything.
Speaking of which, damn you, Huey Lewis. Speaking of, where's the Pinheads reunion tour happening?
I don't know, man. It's got to happen.
Yeah. What were the hits again?
That one thing they played for 30 seconds.
I think the version of Power Love, yeah.
They had the version of Power Love. They also had the other really good song called The Second Song. Yeah. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
That was really, and oh my God.
We got to send this tape to the record company.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
My favorite one is the one when they remastered the Damn You, Huey Lewis. That was a good one.
Okay, sure.
You know how it goes?
And then the last one is We're Just Too Darn Loud.
You know what? That song is a bop, as they say. It is a bop.
But see, the problem with that song is that's when they sold out, man.
But yeah, I agree. Pinheads.
Oh my God.
If you agree that Pinheads sold out, please write it to us.
Oh my God.
All right, most influential. Sorry.
First version of Marty, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Right, here comes the best one, folks. The McFails. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Yeah. I don't know who made this decision. And you know what? I will go to the parking lot and a knife fight right now. Whoever came up and tells me this is a good idea. The damn ugly ass 2 ties in the future. What the fuck?
I 100% agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I mean, I like wearing ties. Don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome and everything, but it just looked horrible.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, I was like looking at it. I remember watching that because at first you see the guy that did the voice of Roger Rabbit comes over.
Yeah, Terry.
Terry. Which actually, if you kind of think about it, he's the most important character of the whole movies.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All you want to do is put some money on the cubbies.
Put the money on the cubbies. And you see him with the 2 ties, and you're like, okay.
Interesting fashion choice.
Yeah.
And then you see Marty doing the same thing, and then Needles too also has the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that
I thought it was like because he worked for that Japanese company.
Yes.
I thought it was like
a uniform.
Uniform, yeah. But then I guess
you thought wrong,
right?
Because guess what? That was the fashion of 2015
with the pockets out and you know.
Yeah, thank God that one didn't.
That one didn't stick
really
out for me very well. And another one that, I mean, again, if you like it, that's all good. But good Lord, that cowboy outfit from the one that the compliments of Doc.
Okay, so here's the thing. I do not think that this is a McFail. Because that outfit was ugly on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Because they make fun of it in the movie. It's supposed to be ugly. So I think they did a good job because that was the outfit's intentions to look stupid.
But not the intention of Doc.
No.
Because why would Doc, as smart as he is, give him red, like, almost jeans, tucked in shirt. Obviously, it was like a Western type. But yeah, like,
No,
there it is. Yeah,
it's so bad, but it's meant to be bad for the humor for the audience.
Hilarious.
Do you really think that? Because I think they did it seriously.
No, they did not.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole joke in that first part of the movie.
Doc did it seriously because
the character of Emmett Brown did it seriously, but it's a joke.
They had Westerns in the 50s. Why didn't Doc just...
Well, that was his claim. He was like, haven't you ever seen a Western? And he goes, yeah, Clint Eastwood never wore anything like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense.
That's the joke.
Sounds like McBain. That's the joke.
Yeah. But I get it. It's 50s funny.
50s funny. Swing. What about you? What's the ugliest? What is the McFail or ugliest costume from Back to the Future movies?
Yeah, I would have to say the bad versions of the 2015, just like the bad where the guy Elijah Wood. The kid, he had his visor turned upside down.
And he's wearing like a pot on his head.
Yeah, anything in the 80s cafe, all the people were wearing like weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I got to give it to the costume designer because it looked cool, but it's just all bad.
I imagine you having the costume designer come to you. It looks cool, but it looks bad. Mm-hmm. What about you, Caitlin?
So my least favorite costume is something we already mentioned, but I can't say it enough. What the hell was Jennifer Parker wearing of course, this is Claudia Wells at the end of Back to the Future 1, but Jennifer Shue in 2 and 3. Those stupid flower leggings with that white blouse and that awful denim vest is the worst outfit ever.
I couldn't complain, but because Elizabeth Shue, man, whew, we should have her on the podcast.
I would love to have Elizabeth Shue on.
Man.
We're in the process of getting people.
I have a huge. I can't decide whether or not Elizabeth Shue or Leah Thompson. Just see, too pretty.
They're both beautiful. I guess I got a thing more for Leah Thompson, just because that pink dress, man.
I think I always had a crush on her first.
You're so thin.
But yeah, Elizabeth Shue. I mean, the thing about Elizabeth Shue is I always remember her from Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Leah Thompson in Howard the Duck.
All right.
With the frizzy hair.
All right, we have a rule here.
Don't mention Howard the Duck.
That movie never happened.
But obviously he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, but yeah, we just don't. We just duck nipples, man.
Yeah.
George Lucas, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, but anyway, you're a Star Wars fan, and I love Star Wars. But
I've seen it a few times.
Look, yeah, a couple of times. Poor indie film, but damn, man, Howard the Duck. I mean,
he's a Marvel character. He's an official like Marvel comic book character.
I'm not talking about the Howard the Duck of now. I'm talking about Howard the Duck of the 80s. I'm talking about the poor people that I like myself that went to the theater and just got out.
You paid money for that?
My mom did.
It's so funny because there's a whole episode of The Goldbergs about that, about going to see Howard the Duck.
We went to see Howard the Duck, and when we went there, I remember being confused, traumatized, just like an alcoholic. Like you just feel all these different.
Basically, Leah Thompson bangs a duck.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough that she almost had relations with her future son, but then she goes and bangs a duck.
Great.
I love you, Leah.
Yes.
I don't care what you. I don't judge her. I think she. You know what? But
yes.
she did sing in the movie, and she sang beautiful.
Yeah.
So did the duck. Fucking duck. Anyway. I have a special shout out for one of my favorite costumes. So.
Yeah, do it.
I don't think it gets a lot of respect, if you will. But I like the cyberpunk look that Biff and the gang from 2015 had.
Yeah. Griff.
I'm sorry. Don't edit that. I love that. I love their looks. I really do. I like their the whole thing. Especially the Asian guy with the chicken. Like,
yeah.
I thought it looked really cool. That's definitely a McFly for me, man. But again, we're gonna go talk about the McFails.
Yes.
I just cannot get into the Doc outfit from the future.
No, the yellow coat.
The clear tie.
Yeah, that's
so cool.
awesome.
Again, we go with the ties.
Huge
man.
McFly.
No,
and the glasses.
Epic McFly.
That's a Ron Jeremy McFail right there, man. Because that's like just. Because it is ugly as hell. I'm like, that's the best outfit they could come up with for the Doc?
No, but it's so perfect because, of course, it's the outfit from the end of part 1, and that's how they leave it. It's like, super futuristic, and it's super crazy, and it's that big yellow jacket with that red shirt and that clear tie and those glasses. It's like, man, he's seen some shit. He's been some places.
Especially when he's running down the alley and he has the beef thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the score is like... And he's running and it's like the coat is flying in the air. So cool.
Can't get into that. I like his all of his outfits. I like him. Even the cowboy ones are amazing. But that one in particular, I was like...
Nah, man, you're wrong. You're in the wrong.
You were right about Griff, because when Griff, the shot of his boots getting on the bulldog.
Yeah.
The boots with the little horns at the steel toe
Those
tips.
are badass boots, man.
I got a pit bull now.
Pit bull, that's right.
I got a pit bull now.
I love that.
That's but I mean, with all the outfits that we have mentioned, we want to hear from you guys too. Like, what outfits do you like? What outfits do you don't like? What are your most influential ones? Like, for example, like, would you probably something you would dress up in cosplay? Like, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I've done my share of cosplay, but one cosplay that I would love to do will definitely be the radioactive one.
The Darth Vader?
Yes!
That's my dream.
I think you talked about it.
Yes.
Because I saw the same guy at Celebration. I have a picture with him in 2012. And it blew my mind that he was just walking around at Star Wars Celebration. It just made no sense, but it was funny.
If anybody knows this gentleman and can, like, send a message to him for us that we just love that outfit, please send us a message at whatthefluxpod@gmail.com, and so we can have you on the show, because you're my hero.
Yeah, we like you.
Literally that same day, there was a dark helmet walking around with assholes. It was a good one.
That's funny. I know that's one of the outfits, and I also seen. I also like when people do like the swaps. Like, you see the girls dress like Marty.
Oh, gender bend.
The gender bend. I like when they do that a lot. One of the best ones that I saw this. Oh my God! When I went to San Diego Comic-Con, which is the holy grail of conventions, and I saw it was the cutest thing ever. It was a family. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. The dad was Doc Brown.
Yep.
The mom was Jennifer. Get it? No, I'm sorry. She was Jennifer. The two kids. One kid was Marty, obviously, and the other kid was dressed as Einstein.
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
with like, look, whatever. And it had the clock and everything.
Cute.
And it was so cute because him and the dad had like the same time clock. 1 minute apart. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was really
cute.
like the details that they go to. It's insane. But I also like when you see people in costumes as well. When like the oh my God, the old Griff. I've seen that one in costume.
Yeah.
I've seen that, and I've also seen the Leah Thompson one, the not the one that she does as for the prom, but the other one that she does.
The regular her school outfit.
Yeah, when she's like, he's so dreamy.
Yeah, the skateboard chase.
Horny schoolgirl. Yeah,
there you go. That's exactly how you find it.
He's such a dreamboat.
That's your son, man. But yeah, so one outfit that I would love to see that I've never seen, and this is a shout out to our friend Jeffrey Weitzman. It will be the George McFly upside down.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
one that I've never seen in my life.
No.
I've never seen anyone cosplay. I mean,
You're right. You're right.
What outfit have you never seen?
Oh, geez, outfits I've never seen,
that would be
but
cool
that
to see.
I want to see.
This is all for all you cosplayers out there. Get some
Buford.
ideas.
Sure, Mad Dog Tannen.
Mad Dog Tannen. Yeah.
Nobody.
Don't call him Mad Dog.
Don't slam your hand on the table.
He gets angry.
Make the microphone levels go crazy, dude. I would love to see somebody dressed up as Clara and the boys. Like, could you imagine, like, a family of four doing Doc, Clara, Jules, and Vern? That would be, like, amazing, but that would be so, like, uncomfortable to go to a convention, like, dressed like that. But that would be really badass if, you know, somebody did that. I'm sure people have done it, but I've never seen it in person.
Extra points if the kid's point is crotch.
So weird.
Weird.
I would love to see Griff. Like, with the helmet and the bat.
I've seen something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen them. Not the best quality, but, you know, they tried.
That'd be really cool to see that, too.
Awesome. Well, Todd, we want to thank you so much for
thanks
being
for having
here. We also want to thank Christopher Walken. Where did he went out?
Yeah, where did he go?
Did he left?
He had to go find more cowbell.
Oh.
Well, Eugene, before we go, there's one last thing we have to clear up.
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
Tom Wilson.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, this is week 4 of the All Hail Leah Thompson Challenge. But Eugene, why didn't you do anything last week after I told you a million times to take a picture or do a video of it?
You know...
Huh? I'm calling you out, dude.
I'm going to, and I'm going to answer you. The guns, man. Gotta buy tickets for the gun show.
And I'm looking at his arm right now, guys, and he does have it. I mean, I'll even take a picture. He does have the word "all" written on his arm. He did it, but he just didn't do any photographic evidence of it.
I slackened there, but I really did do it. It's funny because I actually was working out yesterday at the gym, and two of my friends who actually listen to the show, they were like, oh shit, he is actually doing it. Like, yeah, I am actually doing it. Oh hell, Leah Thompson. For those of you who don't remember, we're big fans of Leah Thompson here, and we would love to have her on the show. Just to say a quick hi. Yeah. Hello, whatever, anything.
Just tell her that she's my density. And that I love her.
She's never heard that before.
I've never heard that one. Never in a million years.
So, it's probably in her contract.
See,
that you can't say it.
I would never actually say it to her.
But anyway, so yeah, we started this little game thing. Just for funsies. All hail Leah Thompson. That's it.
That's our mantra of the podcast. We need a T-shirt of that, by the way.
Shirt.
That's another shirt we need to have made.
And me and my big mouth, because this is how I've always get myself in trouble.
Yep.
I told, and I didn't know we were live, and we were recording, and I said I will write down in my arm, "All hail Leah Thompson," 1 letter per week, until she
agrees to do
the show. And yeah,
this is week 4.
This is week 4, so we're gonna start
with the H.
With the H, we're gonna H. So for all of you guys, let's start your name with H. Holla. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this. We're actually gonna be filming it. That way you guys can see.
Yes,
also
we're gonna film it this time.
We're gonna be also seeing Todd's amazing shirt, and Todd also has a very badass pen that we want to record this for you guys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's from the Back to the Future ride. Folks, let me tell you something. The arm thing is pretty cool, but this damn pen. Wow.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore because the ink dried out. But I got this pen from Universal Studios Orlando when I was about 5, and probably like 1993. But it's one of those pens with the water in it, and when you turn it one way, something happens, and then turn it the other way. But the DeLorean is inside the pen, and it says Back to the Future, the ride. So you see the DeLorean, it's flying, but at the other end is the dinosaur. So when you turn it, the DeLorean is going into the dinosaur mouth.
That's
it's one
amazing.
of my favorite things that I still have.
Todd, look.
Whoa! And he can hold it too.
Eugene's playing with his Marty McFly doll, which is
I'm playing with my Marty.
But I remember like bringing this to school and thinking I was the coolest kid ever.
Here,
I still have it.
Put in Marty McFly's hands.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go, Marty.
There you go. Oh my God, I'm gonna take a picture of that, just like that. That would be great.
Yeah.
He looks amazed.
So you guys can see what I'm showing. Yeah. But yeah, one of the coolest things that I still have.
Well, that's awesome, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time.
It is.
It is that time. My mom has just come here and picked me up. Todd, you want to ride?
Sure. I need it. Yeah. Better than the bus.
Better than the bus. Todd, we like you.
You can come back anytime, sir.
Thanks,
anytime you want to come and talk Back to the Future, you're more than welcome to come and hang out with us. And we appreciate all the work that you've done helping us with all of our graphics and stuff like that.
Anytime.
So, yay.
That's
Thanks,
right,
guys.
We also want to give a shout out to Anthony and Brooke. We missed you guys. Hopefully you'll come back soon.
Please.
We also want to give a shout out to the guy that sold me my meat today. He was a cool guy. And I just want to say hi because he likes Back to the Future. I told you should check out the What the Flux podcast. So Jeff, I believe is his name. The meat dude.
Jeff the meat guy.
Jeff the meat guy. Delivering the meats.
That sounds like a porno.
Good meat.
So he had one of those stashes, like the mustache. I call it the Selleck.
All right.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
No, he had a Selleck. That thing was huge. That was like a brush thing there.
Wow. Kind of like a Sam Elliott mustache.
Something like that. Other than that, folks, we always want to thank you, everyone. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Eugene.
Oh,
wow. Stop it. You're making me blush, man.
Oh, child.
All right, my friends, we are What the Flux, and whether it be the future or the past, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Todd, say bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and Christopher Walken, say bye-bye.
I'll see you around, guys. Bye.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to What the Flux. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WhatTheFlux_pod. Please subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts and give us a 5-star rating. And be sure to recommend us to your other time-traveling friends.
Hasta luego!